Oh, this one's going to be fun. Well, for the guys. The ladies, not so much.
How does it feel to know that there are millions of women out there like me whose upgrade is actually no one?
How does it feel? Well, in a word, fantastic. Yeah, you heard that right, ladies. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it feels absolutely fan-freaking-tastic to us men to know you're removing yourself from the dating pool. Why? Because it's one less needle in a stack of needles. One less toxic female to have to avoid in order to find the rare, very rare, good ones. So yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, let me guess, that's not what you want to hear, is it? And it's certainly what you don't want to believe either. But it is, in fact, exactly how most men these days feel.
My upgrade doesn't have anything to do with other men. It has to do with leaving men like your ass behind.
Okay, well, it's a win for us. That's why men really don't care. So please, on behalf of all men, at least the good ones anyway, go right ahead and leave our asses behind. We're not only good with it, we applaud you for doing it. I mean, it's not like you're bringing anything to the table, is it? Well, other than the toxicity and hatred of men you clearly have and are displaying in your video. So you go right ahead and move along, little doggy. We'll be just fine without you. I mean, why you would think men would want anything to do with that logic is beyond me. But then again, logic is to women technically there, but not really pointed in the right direction.
You strike me as the kind of man, one of those men who thinks that just because he files 50-50 custody for the kids, that he doesn't have to pay child support.
Ah, yes, the classic female response when confronted with a reality. Make something up that makes him look bad in order to justify your thoughts. He strikes you. That's just another way of saying that the man said something that hurt your little fifis and that you can't come up with a rational argument against. So you decide to make something up about the man, something that paints him in a negative light in order to be able to justify dismissing and ignoring what he says. I mean, child support's not even part of the conversation, but hey, that doesn't matter when it comes to avoiding or acknowledging the reality of what's being said. It's the classic women's way where they introduce a straw man argument other than take responsibility. And oh, by the way, since you did bring it up, let's address that little failure of logic, shall we? You know, where women claim that men just want 50-50 to avoid paying child support, all while refusing to admit that women want as much custody as possible to maximize the child support that they get. Funny how you never admit that side of the logical argument, isn't it? Gee, I wonder why. It couldn't possibly be because even women know that it's not about the children for them or what's best for the children. It's about the money and only the money, right? Not that you'll ever admit it.
And I don't know why you want to bring age into everything, because last time I checked, if I open up a dating app, literally I have hundreds of messages from men in their 30s wanting to date me.
Yes, the other failure of female logic. You know, the one that assumes that all those men want to be in a relationship with you, to marry you. No, sweetie, I hate to break it to you, but they see you for what you are. Trust me. I mean, could we get any better an example of how women spend their lives wallowing in a certain river in Egypt? You see, men have no problem, let's go with your phrase, dating you. But once they date you once or twice, they're going to move on to the next and the next. I mean, y'all have made it clear you want to rack up your body counts to feel strong and independent, so why shouldn't men help you achieve that goal? But be in a relationship with you? Oh no, that's just hilarious. But I get it. You got to believe what you got to believe in order to cope with reality. The reality that the wall is undefeated. As I said, logic is not a strong point for today's women. It's kind of like a speed limit is to a blonde in a sports car. Noticed, briefly considered, but then completely ignored.